Well, TK, it's our pleasure this morning to have Australia's greatest ever Socceroo joining us on the program this morning. Tim Cahill, he's on the line. Morning, Timmy.
Gentlemen, thanks so much.
N-
Much appreciated.
No, thank you for coming on, mate. I just see, mate, you've got a new role with Greyhound Australia, Pets Ambassador for Greyhounds.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm so proud to be a part of this. Just over a year now, I've been working on the program and also trying our hardest to find homes for greyhounds and just educate people and raise awareness for what's such a beautiful animal they are, and to give them homes. And it's just great to be a part of this. And I've flown back not for football. I've flown back to launch this program and to see it flourish over many years.
Yeah, it's a very, very worthy cause, Tim. Well, how did you get involved, mate? Did you have you raced greyhounds? Did you have greyhounds as a kid? I know you've got a greyhound as a pet, and they make the best pets.
Well, the greyhounds, there's a misconception about what type of animals they are, and really these dogs only need 15, 20 minutes of exercise, and they're pretty much really placid, quiet. You would have seen yesterday at the Tigers game how good my dog was that I've just adopted. But I think for me, it's everyone's had a pet. It's a dog, cat, whatever. Right now, I've got 4 dogs overseas, big part of our family. And when we picked Luna Moana, which is blue and Samoan, my daughter picked the name and the kids and all that sort of stuff, and she's going on the farm in the hinterlands. And it's just one of those things that when I sat with Tony Mestrop, we talked about how we could educate people moving forward, how we could do something for me to raise awareness. I'm 39, I'm retired from football, and it's a great program for me to be a part of and to launch something special. So, it's just great, and it's not for the short term; it's for the long term. And the guys have got a great vision for it, and I'm really happy to be a part of it.
You'd like this, because I've had greyhounds in the past, but I've currently got a border collie. But I was out walking my dog the other day, and my border collie, and I saw a greyhound, a retired greyhound. It had a blanket on it, said 60 kilometres per hour lounge lizard. And that's what they are, Tim. Everyone thinks, some people might think they're aggressive, but they don't. They love sleeping. They just need a little bit of exercise. They don't need to be exercised a lot like a border collie, which I have.
Well, it is surprising because they do need a lot of rest. Yeah. And that's the key with them is they pretty much are couch potatoes, and they like to just be around families, couples, and they're great companions. And they always say it's the man's best friend, or my kids love them. My kids, we've always had animals, and we've got some Labradoodles and King Charles. My parents, my brothers, big fans of dogs, and with me adopting the dog and learning more and educating myself over the last 8 to 12 months, especially more about the animal and also more about greyhounds, understanding that they need homes. We've put a number on it around 600 to 650 that we want in homes over the next year, but I've chatting with Tony, we well want to exceed that number. And the key thing is the GAP New South Wales, we're open to questions. We understand that not everyone's going to agree with everything, but we're open to questions to happily answer them, and also to be transparent and understand more about what people want to know and what people need to know about adopting or just in general greyhounds.
Yep, and in many ways it was an investigation we had to have into the greyhound racing industry, and we've got these sorts of positive programs coming out of that sort of investigation. And Tim, to change hats now, the Matildas, everyone's calling for an independent investigation into the Football Federation of Australia, the Matildas' performance, the sacking of Alan Stajic, and the way of going forward for the FFA. What are your thoughts about an independent investigation?
My thoughts soccer just needs harmony. And in that basis, I'm not here for the politics of football because I don't live here. I'm a massive supporter of the Matildas. I always have been. Sam Kerr, the girls, Ante Milicic, what they did this last World Cup was exceptional. I'm actually flying straight from here to the final of the Women's World Cup as an ambassador, one of 23 for that tournament. It's unfortunate the Matildas are not there, but my job's not to pick faults in the game or to to say what to do next. My job is just to be a supporter, and I don't live here. I don't get involved in this, what's happening, because I actually don't know the ins and outs. So the girls have had my full support before the tournament, after, during, and I'm just proud of them, and that's all I can do. Last night I was on the NRL show for Tigers South, and I'm not come back to Australia just for football. I've come back to launch a program. I'm retired, and I'm just enjoying life after football, and hopefully there can be some harmony to the game, not only for the Matildas, but in general, because there's a big A-League season coming up, and I want to wish, the league all the very best this season.
Timmy, we read in today's paper about the Australian Football Federation chasing a World Cup in 2034. That'd be great to see it out here in Australia, wouldn't it?
Mate, it'd be great to see football do well in general. I think seeing that yesterday on the back pages, there's not enough for me to comment, because it's just news, and it'd be a bit naive of me to comment on something like that when I don't really know the full detail.
Yeah.
I've been involved in 4 World Cups and Asian Cups, and it's been an amazing journey. And for any country to be involved in the bids or try and get a bid, that's quite a far way away. But I think, I only seen it on the back page, and that's all I can pretty much tell you about that, gentlemen.
What are you up to these days, though, Timmy? Yeah. Do you miss not playing?
Yeah. I made the executive decision to spend more time with the family, but I've pretty much been on an aeroplane more than I've been with my feet on the floor. But life's been good. I promised myself that I'll try and get back to school in some sort of shape or form, because I left at 16 to go and follow my dreams. And last month I was at Harvard doing a business course, and that was really good for me mentally. And then started my A license. UEFA A license, so the journey to get my coaching badges, and a lot of Premier League TV in the UK, just basically punditry and, basically enjoying life with the family and transitioning into business and sport.
Look, you were always busy as a player on and off the field. You sound just as busy, if not even more busy now in retirement. I've got to say it's a cause close to my heart too for Greyhound Racing New South Wales, the fact of the adoption of greyhounds for pets. It's a really, really worthy cause, Tim, and thanks for being involved, mate.
No, gentlemen, I really appreciate the support, and I know, look, it's all about education, and that's what we're here for. It's a big responsibility that myself and Tony have taken on. But once I'm committed to a project, this is not for 5 minutes. I think everyone will be able to see my heavy amount of involvement. And on Sunday, we've got a day for adoption for people to come out, things for the kids, and really make an effort of this. I'm not back for football. I'm back now for this launch, and I'm here for the 6 days before I go to the Women's World Cup final. To try and raise awareness for it. So I really appreciate your support, gentlemen.
No, we always appreciate your time, mate. You've been terrific to us over the years. Thanks to you, Tim Cahill.
Pleasure. Thank you.
There he goes, Tim Cahill. Busy in retirement, there's no doubt about that. And I urge everyone to get involved with this. It's nice to be out walking the dog. I haven't got one at the moment, the greyhound. I've got the border collie. But you see so many more greyhounds now being rehomed, as we would say, Laws, out there, and they do. Trust me, they make wonderful pets.
Yeah, well, not only has he been a great ambassador for football in this country, but now he's a great ambassador for Greyhound New South Wales with this pet adoption program. And I'm sure we'll see a lot more of Timmy Cahill into the future. And we've mentioned on this program a number of times, TK, Greyhound Racing New South Wales Chief Executive Tony Mestrov, what a fine job he's doing. And he's certainly changing the perception of greyhounds here in this state.
And that adoption day this Sunday, which is June 30 at Lyne Park at Rose Bay, obviously in Sydney's eastern suburbs, at 7:30.